Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 video. So I've been a little bit MIA for the last 4 days. See, this is what I said. I said that if I say I'm going to upload every single day, I just end up disappearing for the next few days. Anyway, I know that the Sims 4 4M pack is coming out tomorrow, and I did misjudge when it was coming out. So I am now presenting to you guys the video that I promised before, which is a tour of some of the builds I think are best suited for this pack. There will be linked at the end and down below a full playlist of all the multi-household builds I've done. I think I've done 24 eligible ones. And yeah, let's just get straight onto the video. So the first build that I'm going to be talking about is this retirement home. I really like it. Again, this is one of the builds that I made before I even knew that there was going to be an expansion pack about apartments and being a landlord and everything like that. So I built this purely out of, I just really wanted a retirement home. I've built other retirement homes before, but I wanted something very like modern-esque, but it still had that aspect of being a retirement home. This was before I got the Grow It Together pack, so there are some elements that potentially you guys have that I don't have, that's not in this build. But hopefully this does suit your fancy in terms of just having something fun to have with your elderly Sims. What I'm aware of at the moment is that I don't think there is a way of designating that your apartments can be specifically for elderly Sims, but I feel like this could be something really interesting. And I have seen a comment before from one of my watchers. I forgot their name, but they did suggest, you'll find it if you go to the video. The card should show up around here sometime. They did suggest before that if you put the cafeteria station, you will be able to ask for someone to come over and be like kind of the cook of the area, so you don't have to worry about your Sims cooking, but there is a shared space anyways. So if you do want your Sims to be like cooks, you can also have them as cooks. And I think having it in this form is just such a simpler way of you to have multiple elderly Sims on this floor. So I just want to talk about what the specs are of this build. So this build includes 4 residential bedrooms. So it means that the bedrooms include normally either an open bathroom. This also includes a reception area as well as a dining area and an open plan kitchen / dining area. And then there is an outside area where you can play card games, you can play chess, and there is also a yoga area. It's a very dynamic design and it is 1 floor, but I feel like if you want to double it, you can double it. That is the Oasis retirement home. Okay, so the next build I have for you guys, that is a bit more simplistic. I have this Oasis 3-floor apartment building. So compared to a lot of apartment builders where I've done 4 floors, this is a very simple neighborhood apartment building. So I thought it would have been perfect to fit into your residential areas that are more calm with it. Because a lot of other apartments that you will see either on my channel or other people have done are quite expansive and quite big, so they kind of stick out like a sore thumb if you put them in any other world that isn't like San Machina or San Cinquenta. Or I don't think I've actually built anything in Del Sol. I think that's an apartment. That's really bad because that's like Hollywood. But yeah, I built this quaint little place where you can just have very like average gameplay vibes. It doesn't have too much of like a certain type of character. It's not very genre. There's not a specific mood except for maybe calmness that I thought of when I built it. I was just thinking, this is just, I built it mainly for therapeutic reasons. It just gives me peace building it. But it's really nice and it's got great views. Again, Oasis Rings, and I was lightly inspired off of this Australian apartment I saw before. I can't tell you what it was, but yeah, that's what I was inspired off of. And I'm just going to go straight into the specs of this. So the specs of this particular build is that each floor has 2 bedrooms, open plan living room, dining and kitchen area, 1 bathroom and a balcony area. So it's just simple, quaint little gameplays, but knowing all of you, you might end up just creating the wildest stories utilizing this build. So yeah, that is the Oasis Springs apartment. Keeping into themes with Oasis Springs, I would like to present to you all this Oasis Springs family townhouse community. So this is one of the builds that you would use if you got a bigger family and you kind of want a little bit more things to do, because with the retirement home and the Oasis apartment, there's very few community things to do, if at all. But since the 4-end pack does allow you to have events and stuff like that, this is one of the places where you can really start to implement that a little bit in your game. They're still very simplistic. We're going to get into towns and villages and so many other things. There's a basketball court, which allows you to just have little basketball games with the neighborhood kids. Like, imagine how cute that will be. But this build as well, there's also a sitting area. I felt like it's more of like it's very toned down, it's very calm, it's very serene. It's where I would imagine it's very contemporary, it's very realistic too, like what I think a lot of countries normally see with a lot of builds, and it's the views if you use it, because this is on the gallery, and the views, they're amazing if you decide to place it on this lot. And I think it really fits Oasis Springs, but you can really use it at any lot, because I haven't used anything that's too desert like for it. So I'm going to go straight into the specs of this build. So each build contains 2 bedrooms, but you can expand them to 3 bedrooms, because there is another room on the ground floor / first floor, which I utilized, as you can see, as a office, but you can use it as a 3rd bedroom. You can use it as a gym. You can use it as a games room. I really love the idea of having like a games room down there. I feel like decorating one of the other apartments to have it as a games room. There are 2 bathrooms, and yeah, there are 6 lots with it. 6 lots, 6 potential buildings you can use as residentials. That is the Oasis Springs Family Townhouse Community. Before we go into the bulk, and I mean when I say bulk, I mean like I built like little towns, little villages. I would love to showcase to you guys this rundown apartment in Strangerville. Now, it's no secret that I adore Strangerville. It's one of my favorite towns ever. And I decided that I will make this little rundown apartment building there, so you guys can just download it and you can either use it for the aesthetic purposes of it being a rundown apartment, or you can decide to use it as a building off point, as a potential fixer-upper, if you will. There is a lot of community aspects that can be done here if you choose to fix it up. If you don't choose to fix it up, I think the gist of the community aspects you have is just maybe a singular bar. The rundown areas within this build, it's like a rundown ice cream shop and a rundown bakery. And then this is other place which is like, it's full of toxic waste. So yeah, there's those aspects. And then there's the parking lot area, which is around the back of the building, and that's completely run down as well. And you can just do a lot when it comes to fixing up this apartment building and really making it whatever you want it to be. I played a lot with lighting in this building. So it's got the greenness, the murky, the old-timey orangeness of it. And I played a lot with a lot of wallpaper stuff and everything like that to make it look as rundown as possible. Even like shift clicking a lot of the counters and the sinks to make sure that it looks very dirty and stuff like that. So it's really something that you can change up and make it your own. And I think it's a really good build for that. I'm pretty sure there's one loft building. There's a loft suite within this building. So the stairs go up and it's just a bedroom. And then there's one studio on the 2nd floor / first floor. And then there's a 2-bedroom floor on the upper level, I believe. I think that's what the specs are. Yeah, it's really one of my favorite builds, and it looks so good, and it's snowing. But yeah, this is the Strangerville rundown apartment. Shifted away from this rundown apartment, I want to take you guys to the luxury London townhouses. So this is one of the builds that I've done that I really try to like directly emulate a pre-existing build. Everything else has inspirations, but I haven't tried to focus so hard on directly making it look the same. But with this I did. So these are the London townhouses in Windenburg, and they are very big. I tried my hardest in terms of making it simulate the almost TARDIS like effect of houses within England where they can look quite narrow and small, not just in England, the whole of the UK, but they can look quite narrow and small from the front, but Lord, are they big. They are huge on the inside. So this has all the aspects of what you will normally see in those really, really bougie London townhouses. Most of builds have one fully furnished unit, and then the other one is kind of free for you guys to furnish as you want. However, there's going to be another build that I potentially want to upload again, but a furnished version, just because I have been requested for a furnished version of that. But downstairs there is a kitchen, there's a gym, there's a laundry room. Then when you get to the first level, so actually the ground level, you are greeted with the reception area. And also if you go further down the house, you've got the living room. Now the reception area on the first house that I'm showcasing is really pretty because it is a open space at the top, so it's like almost like a loft. So you go up to the top and you've got the dining, and then with the dining is where you can exit onto the outside terrace kind of place, and then you can descend down those stairs, which are horrifying to look at if you're an architect and thinking there is a hazard here. But you can descend down those stairs into the garden area, which you can also descend again to enter the basement level, which is where you have access to the living room. So let's just say if you're having any dinner parties, it's gonna be a bit annoying for you to try and bring all that food up. But there's both exterior and interior ways of entering that basement level, so it should be okay. And then if you go to the third level / second level, you have 2 bedrooms. I've done a guest room and one of the kids' room, as well as a very big bathroom. Oh wait, oh, I forgot on the dining level, you've also got a workspace, so you can turn that into your little working space over there. And then on the last level, the entire top level is just the master suite. So you can have that as your master suite, and then you can have there's also a massive bathroom there, and then there's also a balcony. And this is available in the gallery. You will have to click include custom content for this one, just because I realized this after I uploaded it, but I didn't want to delete it. But I accidentally put a custom content candle tray. So I promise you it will not affect your build at all if you download it, even though it says include custom content, because there is virtually no custom content within this build. It's purely that candle thing that caused that. So that is the Windenburg London townhouses that is available in my gallery. Whilst we're on the theme of British builds, I'm not going to do a full tour of this because this does come out tomorrow. But I do also would like to present to you guys this British flat. So I think you guys have heard me before talk over and over again how I struggle making flats. Like, I think it's due to me having lived in one for a majority of my life. It's one of the harder things for me to replicate, because if I can't get it right, I really will look at myself and be like, was I just not paying attention as a kid? So I did finally come to terms with and build a flat that I'm actually happy about. It took me 5 tries, but this is my fully finished flat. It has all the aspects that I can remember from certain flats. It's not a direct replica of the one I grew up in, because the one I grew up in was a different color. But this is a replica of the ones that were surrounding me and the ones that are currently getting more in fashion now. Like, I think gray flats are really becoming the thing now. But the specs of this flat is that it is a 2-bedroom flat, but you can make it a 3-bedroom. Most flats are not like that. I'll talk more in depth about it when I bring colors people, but most flats are not 3-bedroom, they're only 2-bedroom. But it is a 2-bedroom flat. It's got a balcony area, and it's got a living room area, and it's got a kitchen dining area. And yeah, it's just a really cool build. It will be available in my gallery from, if not tomorrow, Friday, just because I want to upload a lot of videos to do with the actual pack tomorrow. That was the Newcrest British flats. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of the bigger builds, the more expansive, those the really, really big ones. And make sure you have a really good computer for these. But there is this Italian kind of village town place. This is more of a town kind of vibe, so there's a lot of mismatched units. It's not very similar compared to the other ones that are kind of like carbon copy of each other. And since it's quite hefty in terms of how many units you can have here, I think there are like up to 9 potentially. And this was also before I thought of adding communities to my bigger builds. But when I finished it, this was the one, oh yeah, I need to remember where I am. This was the one I was talking about that I've had a lot of requests to upload a finished version of it. So this will have a finished version by next week. And because I don't have promise that I'm gonna have it done by Friday, because I'm probably not. But this will have a finished version, but the unfinished version is up on my gallery at the moment. The only thing that's finished is the studio. But this was before I knew about the abilities to add communities so there can be events and stuff. But it's just such a good community-based lot. And you can just have a lot of families and tell a lot of stories. Here, I've had a lot of people ask me to make this at a cafeteria here as well, which I think would be such a cool idea. I would really love to add a marketplace potentially in it as well. But the specs of this, I could not tell you because there is so much going on within this build. But no, there's around about like 9 households that can potentially be here. So you probably have to cheat the system just so you can have a tiny bit more units. This was the Townhouse Italian vintage build. While staying in tune with the whole making mini villages, mini towns kind of thing, I would like to give you guys a little see of one of the builds that I'll have coming out by the end of this. I keep saying it's going to come out at the end of this week. You guys know me by now. It's probably going to end up, it's like it's done. Like it's honestly, no, I'm not going to go off on a tangent about that. But this is my Twilight kind of inspired world. It's not directly inspired of Twilight. It's inspired of basically every single supernatural teen drama kind of show. So it is Twilight inspired, and it's Vampire Diaries inspired, it's Beacon Hills kind of inspired, Mystic Falls, all of that kind of thing. It's just the town. You could imagine that a new person moves into town, and then there's just going to be a lot of things going on. So within this build, it was one of my longer builds to do, but it doesn't actually have that many units in it. So I feel like you have a lot more freedom if you do choose to download it, because it's not as hefty as my other builds. Within this build, let me just make sure I've counted it right. There are five units. Yeah, there's a house that is 3 bedrooms, then a house that is a house that is 3 bedrooms near the start, a house that is 3 bedrooms that I'm showcasing to you now in the middle, and then there's a house on top of the garage area, which is 2 bedrooms, and then there is a 2-bedroom house on, well, not a 2-bedroom house, there is a 2-bedroom apartment, and then there is a loft studio type of apartment just in the town hall. And yeah, there's also a town hall, because I just imagine shows and stuff like that having town halls. So there is a town hall section, but you can change that for events. I can imagine there'd be like town meetings about there's been some mysterious things going around in this town, and I think we should all have a town meeting regarding this. And there's also a diner, because this is normally some kind of diner or some kind of bar within these types of towns. So there is also a diner, and there's also a garage, but I don't feel like there's that many events you can do in the garage. It's there for the sake of aesthetic reasons, but the diner, you can totally do a lot of events there. And there's also a park in the middle where there's a bunch of barbecues everywhere, so you can also do like a bunch of summer barbecues and everything. And it's next to the river in Copperdale, so I think you can potentially go fishing, don't get me too wrong, but it is near the pier as well. So you've got a lot of really great views with this build. I really like it. It is my second to latest build, and it's gonna be, I can't wait to give you guys the speed build of this, but this is my Copperdale supernatural teen drama inspired town. Okay, so now we're gonna get on to what is my favorite build that I have done so far regarding this whole making a bunch of multi-household builds for the 4-end pack, and it is this type of Cybercity cyberpunk 2077 kind of build, which is this cyberpunk city. So for the longest time ever, I've been wanting to do a Cybercity. I love Cybercities. So when I finally realized that we were going to have this pack, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to build one, because it will not only be really pretty, but it'll be functional as well. Well, easily functional. I think you could have gotten around with it before with mods or just locking the doors. But this one is easily functional, and just like the Italian build, it is a lot of units, so you would need to cheat to have a lot more units with active within this build. But there is also so many different types of non-residential things in this build. There is I've got the entire list on the speed build, but I'm just going to go and do an overview of it. Within this lot alone, a 30 by 20 lot, you have a convenience store, you have a noodle shop, you have a health clinic, you have a secret underground mechanics kind of place, then you've got an actual garage, and then you've got a side market, and then you've got a bar, and then you've got a subway slash train station. And I feel like I'm probably missing like something as well. And those are just the non-residentials. But then with the residentials, you've got a bunch of studios. You've got a bunch of two floor places. You've got even a 4 floor place by the noodle shop. The cool thing about this build as well, most of it is decorated. Almost every single unit within this city is decorated, except for the one above the noodle shop, because I thought I'll leave one for you guys to decide where it goes. But every single thing is decorated. The most decorated is the one in the middle that has the cool pink balcony that we're currently viewing at right now. And yeah, it's just one of the coolest builds I've ever done, and I love it so much. And yeah, so that was because I could go off on a tangent about this, but I have before, but I just want to showcase you it as an overview. But yeah, this is my Mount Covereby Cybercity build with studios, townhouses, and apartments. And for the last build, and the build that probably brought a lot of you to me, and you all probably seen it, who are subscribed to me, is the city complex apartment, the city apartment complex, city complex apartment, that one. And I am so grateful for this build because it did bring a lot of you guys to me. It got 20k views, and I'm really appreciative of every single one of you who decided to click on the video, because I promise you, when I uploaded it, I did not think that was going to be the video that gets a lot of views. But I'm honestly so appreciative for all of you clicking on that video. But yeah, it was not in chronological order in terms of how much I like them, but I feel like it's a good note to end it on this one, because it wraps up my entire 1 month long saga of uploading these videos. I'm not going to stop uploading apartment videos. I still have more to come. But yeah, I thought this would be a great one to wrap up this type of video. So this is the city complex apartment complex. I don't know why I mixed those two up. This does have quite a lot of community-based things that you can do. So wait, actually, I don't know if it's got a community-based things. It's got non-residential things, but I don't know if you can do like events and stuff. It does include a laundromat. It does include another noodle shop, and it does include a convenience store, as well as a multitude of different apartment complexes. I think there are 6 though, so that's great. So I fit directly in the units before I even realized that that was the limited units. So there are smaller versions. On the left side and on the right side, there are 2-bedroom apartment units, and they're very, very spacious. And it's in such a really cool spot in Samson Kutsa. So I think that's a really cool aspect within this build. There's also been another YouTuber. I believe their name is Not Just a Game. They have also discussed how you can make this lot functional and utilizing mods. So it'll be really cool if you guys could check out their video as well, where they discuss how you can get mods and make the restaurant functional, make the convenience store functional, and all of those cool little things. So yeah, that has been my video analyzing some of my multi-household builds that I think would best suit you. I haven't discussed all of them. I haven't even discussed all of my favorites. Like, one of my absolute favorites is the Rustic Town, which is very similar to the Mystic Falls Supernatural Teenage one, but it's more rustic. So it has a town clock. It's got a sheriff station. Love that build. I haven't discussed some of my townhouses. I haven't discussed my other city complex that has like a subway station and a boba shop. I've got so many more. It's all going to be in the playlist. So I only discussed 10 out of the 24 I have so far. 24, 26, two I haven't released yet. And there's going to be more to come, especially tomorrow. Look out for tomorrow because I will upload a speed build utilizing the new build buy items that come with the pack. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video so much. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but if you don't want to, that's okay. I appreciate you staying this long and listening to all of my ramblings. And also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I read all of your comments. And the more the merrier. And I will see you guys in the next video that will 110% come out tomorrow because that is when the pack comes out. So I know a lot of you guys have been looking out for what I can make with that pack. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and goodbye.